staff who's a magic mage advisor who could say, this ring and color gizmo you've got, it's just bad news, or oh, here's a thing you could totally use that for.
Okay. The fortune hunters, there are like mages who are members of the fortune hunters, but they're not. There's no one like on the staff that is, a wizard or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but they could probably advise point me to the used magic items thrift shop.
Pulling it up. There are a couple options in the city, and it's so basically you could try the there is a procurer's order office on one of the other levels. You've probably heard of it. So they deal like almost exclusively in magic items. You could probably try talking to them about it. They would also be a good choice for selling something like that. And then there is a mages guild in the city of Torevir Deep. So
you said procurer's order?
Yes.
All right, so that'll be something that Javid wants to do. Talking to the group first to say, we've got this thing. It was used for really creepy stuff and probably has bad juju associated with it. What do you think? Should we keep it?
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it? What's the consensus?
I believe we were going to do drinking competitions before we went out into the city. Like, I thought where the last session ended, the dragon's breath had been brought out, and there was about to be a drinking competition.
You are correct.
Yeah, so as far as I know, we're still like night one in Torevir Deep. We just showed up to the Fortune Hunters Guild Hall, basically, and we're sitting in the mead hall, finally taking a breath. Javid had been offered another job from his handler to handle some like inner city spy work that we had. Was it spies? It was something. It was something to do in the city, like insurrection or something.
People are disappearing.
Yes. Yep.
Say again?
Refugees were disappearing.
Refugees were disappearing, and then someone had mentioned bringing, fire water out, dragon's breath, and we were about to get litty titty.
Yep.
Are we staying at the guild hall? Like, do they have rooms for us here?
Did you join the fort?
I did.
Okay, so yes, they do have rooms available. But for everybody else, they would not.
Okay, so Briar and Dimitari are the two that are basically homeless because the rest of us joined up.
They could stay with Azriel in her very sketch apartment.
Ooh, hello.
Buddy. Sorry, my little sister was having a gender reveal.
Nice. You guys burn anything down?
No, we didn't.
Boo.
Blow anything up?
So,
Well, they exploded like little party poppers, but you know, I don't think that counts.
Boo.
I
so
know.
is this her gender or somebody else's?
Well, it's her baby's sex, but you know, what are you gonna
Ah,
do? Yeah. It's a girl. It's their fourth girl.
Ooh.
My goodness.
Oof. And they were all pretty much hoping for a girl. Like, well, there you go.
Stockholm syndrome.
Maybe, I don't know. So what did I miss, y'all?
We were just recapping.
I also
All right.
missed last-
You did miss last time. So, you guys are in the Fortune Hunter's office. The tavern, pretty much, that's set up for the use of the Fortune Hunters. And they, as it is the celebration of the All Fathers Month, they do have some of the Dragon's Breath available to you guys. So, if anyone would like to partake of the Dragon's Breath, can I get a Constitution saving?
Doing it.
Dimitari is drinking it too.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Is Vitari not here today?
Briar's
Oh, yeah.
got
Okay,
a
she's coming later.
nice
I read that text.
con.
We've learned our lesson.
All right.
Mine.
We're better for it.
Oh, you're all doing it?
Sure.
I think Javid's the only one that's not.
I thought I clicked and it didn't show up anywhere. Do it again.
Yep, I don't see it, bud.
Something's gone funny with my D&D Beyond. I'm
Snow's just getting assed out.
I just catch fire.
All right.
My cost.
Well, while he is trying to figure that out, you guys kind of all head back into the main hall area of the Fortune Hunters. As you do so, kind of hear like Dragon's Breath, and you know people start getting excited. There's some shouting, and you can see, especially the handful of dwarves in the audience are like, "Dragon, dragon, dragon," and they're like slamming their fists on the table. They kind of pull you guys out into the center of the room and like almost like push you up onto the tables, and your little group is standing there over this like room of little like rough and tumble adventurer type, and they're all chanting, and you see kind of like floating through the crowd these big like glass boots filled with this like bubbling, like smelly looking ale of sorts. And as they kind of hand it up to each of you, the like smell wafting off of it tells you that this stuff is pungent, and it is going to go down spicy for sure. You know, it's a very high percentage alcohol. Like, I don't even know if you can call it ale anymore, but they certainly do. Still don't see Javid's concept. But as the chanting kind of reaches its apex, you guys start drinking. It burns on the way down, and it sits in your stomach and burns a little bit more. it's like so thick and like pungent. You like you stop for a second and you let out a little burp, and you almost feel like if you had a little lighter or a candle in front of you, you would just throw flame. That's how alcoholic and flammable this is. Onyx, Briar, and Demetari, you guys let out your burp, and your stomach feels hot, but overall it's fine. Snow, you like hold it down for a second, and it's coming back up. Your body just, nope, gotta get this out of here. You almost immediately just hurl it right back up. And you guys have probably gotten through maybe a third of the boot. When Snow vomits, you hear, dragon's breath, dragon's breath. He like almost vomits on one of the guys underneath him and just splats on the ground, and the guy gives you like at first an angry look, and then they're like, yeah! So can I get you guys to make another con save?
Me and Demetri are killing this so far.
Yeah.
What
Snow.
in the hell?
I'm gonna aim it better this time.
Oh yeah, you're gonna actually vomit on that.
No, it's gonna vomit further away from people.
All right. As you guys drink more of it, you can tell that it is getting more difficult to keep down. This time, Snow, you throw it up. You almost don't even bother getting it down. It doesn't stay down at all. You just vomit. But Briar and Onyx as well. You like catch yourself vomiting a little bit. But Briar and Demetari just barely managed to keep it down. And for those of you who would continue drinking the boot to the sounds of chanting, can I get another concept?
The manual rolls in Foundry are /R space, like in Roll20, right?
Yeah, pretty sure something like that.
It's not doing it for me. I can't roll from D&D Beyond or from Foundry.
Try restarting your browser because.
All right.
All right.
Bless you, Snow. You just keep trying.
Yeah, Snow is just like
Mama didn't raise no quitters.
He's like drinking a couple sips and then like like a cat.
Oh, and it burns coming up.
Yeah, it burns both ways, and like the people behind, like around Snow, are like, "It's okay. You gotta stop. It's over." And you're like, "Huh." They're like, there's a little kid crying like, "Stop! He's already dead." As Snow like takes a sip, vomits it up, takes another sip.
Briar's just sipping this like tea. Everybody else is struggling. Briar's just like pinky out, just fucking.
Yeah, Briar drains the last little bit of it and is like, lets out one last like flammable belch, and everyone goes, "Dragon's breath!" with excitement. But at the very last moment, Demetari, it just gets to be too much, and she just spews everything that she had.
Can she throw it up in the boot?
Probably, yeah. Just back into the boot, refills it. Same with Onyx. This, like, trying to put down the last little bit of it, it's just too much. It got worse and worse as time went on.
It's going to come out my nose, and I'm just not going to be happy about it.
It's one of those where you try to stop it, and then, like, the vomit comes out your nose. Everything's burning. It's in your lungs. But the crowd goes wild as Briar, unexpectedly, is the only one who's able to put it down and keep it down. And they just like lift you onto their shoulders and they're kind of parading you around the room. Dragon's breath! Dragon's breath! Can I get all of you?
My peak moment in life.
Yep. This is it! It's all downhill from here! Can I get all of you who drank the dragon's breath to give me another con save?
This stuff is just trash today.
Alright. Snow and Demetari.
There we go.
Okay. So,
All right.
Javid, you're...
How many con saves am I behind?
You are behind 3, so you need to roll 3 more times. Briar and Onyx, you two, even though, well, I should say, Javid, your first check would have been a fail, so you would have tried that first few sips and you would have vomited it. So if you wanted to keep going, you could have done 3 more, or I just need 1 more. Dragon's breath is particularly potent and basically poison to non-dwarves, such that pretty much anyone who drank any of it, yeah, Javid, you would have hurled it. Did you keep going 2 more times?
I kept going.
All right, just hurled again, hurled a 3rd time, but after you're done hurling, yeah, you got a 13, a 17, and a 17.
Would we technically be poisoned if we threw it all back up?
So it is particularly potent, and it is literally poison to non-dwarves, such that in Javid's case, even though he kept drinking it and kept vomiting it up, is not poison. However, Snow and Demetari are poisoned. Briar and Onyx are the only ones to just power through it.
It's probably fine.
You're definitely drunk pretty quickly. Yeah. Briar just doesn't even notice, you know. All right. But the excitement begins to die down. They've enjoyed your participation in the ritual of the dragon's breath. It's a bit late in the month, I believe. I think it's the last week of this month. So pretty much everybody who has wanted to attempt the feat of consuming dragon's breath did it weeks ago and learned their lesson. They're not going to try again.
Yes, I can picture a whole bunch of them gathered around this group of newbies who've been out of town and haven't experienced yet. They're laying odds, losing furiously.
So
with Briar just
there's one guy in the corner who bet 10 gold on Briar and just wiped them all like a goddamn bandit. You can see people just like angrily handing him coins. And he's just like, you know, getting so many that he can't even carry them.
I better get a tithe of that or something.
He's on his. You can see that he's like hurriedly trying to stuff, you know, this windfall into his pouch. And as he kind of like is like jingle, 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 jingle towards the door, he's like, for your troubles. And he just puts like 10 gold down on the table in front of you and jingle, 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 jingle out the door.
I'm gonna offer to buy my buddies another if they want to try again.
Absolutely not. That was not fun. My nose, my throat hurts.
yeah,
Also, y'all complain.
belch and everything burned. Even my ears burn. I can feel the earwax melting.
Yeah, you guys are sitting at the table where Azrael has just been, you know, taking in this raucous behavior by each of you, and you know, every once in a while you guys let out a little burp, and you can see the like candle go.
Can I like control flames to make the flame bigger on the candle and then burp as hard as I can into it?
Definitely.
Little fire breather.
Hold on, let's see. Can I get a performance check out of you? I'll give you advantage. Oh yeah. You kind of set the flame a little bigger, and then you wait for one of the burps, and then just and this inferno like flies out of your mouth. There's this like great like swell of heat and flame. You know, a couple people are like,
picture it in different colors. Starts out orange, then goes to blue.
yeah. That's the dragon's breath burps. It's a well-known thing. One of the dwarves at the table next to you goes, "Hey, dragon's breath!"
Ah!
Another rowdy cheer.
There's a reason dwarves have poison resistance. Because they drink
So they
poison.
built up an immunity.
Oh yeah, because they poison themselves all day with this kind of stuff. Alright. So what are you guys doing now? You're all kind of just... whew, you know... sitting there, you kind of... there's that sensation of being like drunk, but you've literally, you know, for some of you, you really didn't drink that much, you know, you made it a few chugs into a dragon's breath thing, but it is
I think I'm just gonna call it a night. They said they got rooms for us here, so I'm just gonna go to the bed.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that it's like 10 in the morning, and we had a long rest a couple hours ago.
It is early in the morning.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a power nap to not be shithoused.
It's close to noon, maybe.
I just want to take like an hour nap before I start doing the stuff that I actually wanted to do.
All right. So, are you guys taking a, you know, short rest here in the tavern, kind of biding your time?
Yeah, I just want to come down off the drunkenness before I go out in a place I'm not very familiar with.
Can Azriel, while everyone else is drinking water, which he obviously ordered for the party and is, you know, making sure they're sipping it while they're kind of passed out, can she, after that, start sparring with just, you know, anyone who wants to spar with her?
Sure.
I'm gonna try and bully Snow into drinking some more. Hey, Snow, you wanna prove yourself, man?
Nope.
Come on. You can do it this time. I feel good about it this time. I'll do it for you.
She like gets close to you and she's like kind of talking into your face, and you can smell the dragon's breath on her breath. It's putting you close to the limit.
Right, yeah, the whisker hairs are
Roll
starting
all
to
over
curl.
Briar.
You can see him turning green, you know, as much as a furred creature can.
Exhaling directly into his face. Come on. Let's do shots.
Shots. All right. So, Azriel,
Yes.
you want to spar with a fellow. So there is kind of in the back corner, off to one side away from the tavern itself and the hallway that led to the other like offices and rooms for sleeping. There is kind of a little like fight pit area, big enough for two people to kind of comfortably move around it and have a little duel. So what kind of person are you looking to duel with? You know, like a burly-looking orc, or a squirrely little, like, you know, roguish type?
Oh, the orc. Definitely the orc.
Okay. And you just want to do like a fisticuffs type deal?
Definitely. I also want an audience, so like I'm gonna like publicly like challenge him to a duel.
All right. You kind of seated at one of the other tables. There is a large, orc fellow. He's got like banded armor on. You can see like metal plates running over the left, and you've just kind of he's just drinking with a couple of other fellows.
So I'll walk over to him, and then like I'll kind of just like put my fists on the table, and I'll be like, "I challenge you."
He kind of looks up at you, takes another swig of his drink, and he's like, "Why is everybody always doing that to me?" All right. And he just kind of sets his drink down and stands up. He's a big guy, A lot of muscle hidden underneath his arm. All right, what are the rules, I guess?
This guy in the yard.
No weapons, just straight fisticuffs.
All right. What about the face? Is the face off limits?
Yeah, I like my face.
All right. Fair enough. And he kind of stretches and cracks his knuckles. You can see people are starting to pay attention. The rest of you over at your table, kind of on a little ways away, you can hear there's like kind of shuffling of chairs and some people starting to like stand up and go stand over by the ropes by the fight pit area. Onyx, you've probably never fought in here, but specifically you would know that this is one of the places where people kind of practice. But the big one for you is there is Arkalin's Ale House on one of the lower levels is like the spot to fight. Like that is where people go. But the orc kind of shuffles into the center of the arena, brings up his fisticuffs, and he's like, "All right," and he just starts like lunging towards you. So can I get a an attack roll from you, Azriel?
One sec, I'm pulling up D&D Beyond on my phone.
Okay.
It's not loading, but can someone do an unarmed strike for me?
All right.
We can certainly try.
All right. You both kind of like dive in on each other. Fists a flurry. He is pretty strong, pretty good, pretty quick. But you're just a lot quicker. You land like a punch kind of in his side. You could hear him like let out a grunt as like one of his fists like passes down. You duck underneath. Can I get another unarmed strike from you?
So I should also mention, so because of my monk ability, I should be able to do an unarmed strike as an action, and then as a bonus action do another unarmed strike. But let me see if I can get on my.
Okay. All right. Another kind of flurry of fists. He kind of like he tries to back away from you, but you just get in close on him and punch him harder. He's like kind of flailing wildly toward. Can I get a acrobatics or athletics check? Your choice. He's trying to grapple you.
What you want, Azrael? Acrobatics?
Definitely acrobatics.
All right. His like fist like catches you in the shoulder and like starts to pull you in, and you just kind of duck underneath him and like tumble between his legs as he just barely isn't able to grab.
Oh boy, bud.
Can I get another unarmed strike from you? Alright, this time as you're kind of recovering from the roll and like you like punch him in the back, he just like turns around and like the backside of his fist just like catches you in the chest and kind of like almost rocks you off your feet. I'm just doing contested combat checks from you. So. Alright. And then can I get one more unarmed strike? As you're recovering from it, you kind of bear back in on him and just a couple quick strikes, and he just kind of lets out one last groan, and he kind of drops to one knee and like puts his hands into the sand and is like, "That's enough. All right, you win. You got it. Everyone's always challenging me."
Okay, I'll kind of like, you know, the martial arts spell. So I'll go up to him and I'll do that, and then I'll grab his hand, bring him up, and then I'll go buy him a beer.
Thank you.
This isn't my problem. I got my own.
Welcome, Dimitari.
Yes, my computer's over there.
Very.
Am I?
Oh, never mind. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Good night, Beebs.
All right.
How are you now?
Azrael
Good,
is,
and you?
successfully defeated her foe. He graciously accepts the ale, and you can see him like kind of massaging his side where you've like just pummeled the crap out of him. What would you like to do now, Azrael?
So I'll.
Hold on, I missed that last bit.
I'm gonna use Revive Key. I'll say good fight, and some life energy is gonna go out from me to him, and it'll heal him. Then I'm gonna sit at my table and just make sure everybody's drinking water and, you know, not throwing up, that kind of thing.
All right. It's a little too late for that. Everyone else is kind of fucked up, you know. Dragon's Breath will do that to you. All right. What are the rest of you doing? So if you guys are taking a short rest, if you want to go ahead and roll your hit die or anything you'd like to do for that. But we can go ahead and say you guys probably spend about an hour here. It would cost you guys, if you're drinking consistently, then it would probably cost you about a gold for drinks.
No, I'm just drinking water, but the main thing I want to do is take my breastplate off, and then I'm going to use my smith's tools and start removing the gold filigree that's set in it. Like trying to, the inlays, just trying to like pull those out.
Got it. Can I get a check with your tools?
So would you call that?
Would be. I will call that call it a dex, and you're proficient with the tools, so you can add your proficiency.
So I'm double proficient with it right now, so it'd be +8.
Okay.
You can add proficiency?
How are you double proficient?
Because of my fire rune. I guess we'll call it single, because that's what I'm working on right now.
What do you mean?
So from Rune Knight, the fire rune, it gives you double proficiency when you're making a check with a tool.
Gotcha.
But I don't technically have that. That's what I'm trying to do with my breastplate and stuff right now.
You'd be able to remove the filigree, you know. It's not an expert job by any means. You know, you're half drunk in a tavern, you know, peeling the gold out of the little, you know, cracks that it's set into. But you're able to do it. You get the gold out, and you kind of have this, like, pile of little, like, golden wire almost.
Yeah, I'm gonna pocket that, and then I'm gonna start taking the smith's tools that I still have and chiseling the runes out of my book into the armor.
Okay.
Like the front and back, I'm trying to cover both sides and all of the runes that I know out of my book.
Okay, so for the rules, I was looking at it. I think you have to put separate runes on separate items. You can't put everything on the breastplate.
So it's more for flavor. What I'm doing is I want it covered in it, and then I'll only have one activated per item.
I gotcha.
Basically, but I just want it covered so that, like, aesthetically.
I understand what you're doing. Yeah, so you just, like, embed, you know, all these giant runes into it, all over the face of it.
Yeah, like going where I pulled the filigree out, trying to use the lines where the filigree was set to kind of make portions of the runes and carve them in.
All right. Can I get another check with your tools? It doesn't look good, but you would technically be able to get them in there. It definitely, you know, to a giant, this would be like a child learning to write type deal. Like, you know, this is your first time ever scribing these runes into anything, and it does not look good.
And then, yeah, I'm just going to spend our time in the tavern doing that until we choose to do something else.
Okay.
What am I doing?
You're poisoned.
Yeah,
Still?
you got drunk.
You got drunk again.
Oh.
Again.
You did a good job. You didn't throw up until the last couple sips.
You almost made
The
it.
dragon breath.
Yeah, but you did get
All right.
poisoned.
Okay. Is that... I need to add that condition.
And Onyx was able to make the vomiting much more decorative by catching it on fire.
Oh, nice. Thanks for that. Super thoughtful.
Yeah, so right now we're shithouse in a tavern.
About par for the course for us.
What else is new?
All right, what are the rest of you guys doing? So Azrael's kind of making sure the rest of you stay sober-ish. Onyx is just chiseling away in the corner. Javid, Briar, Snow, Demetari, what are you guys doing?
Is there music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get with the festivities.
All right.
I paid heavily for music.
He did. It's the like, you know, a deep bass or whatever. It's a heavy focus on drums. You know, it's a more northern style of music that doesn't get played here very often.
I'm sipping water.
It's like Marquisian
Singing and
North.
dancing.
It would have been. I think it was specifically requested. It was like the music that someone would play in like the Torrid Waste from Onyx's home.
Yeah, it's like tribal drums type feel, where it's like the stamping and everything.
Can I want to ask Onyx if I can help him with the runes. I haven't carved into anything in a while, and that seems fun.
Yeah, sure. And I'll kind of pull out my book and like open it and like point to one and be like, put that one right here.
You got it.
All
and
right.
then like,
Can I get a
I don't know.
dexterity check from Demetari at disadvantage? Are you
Okay,
proficient with
but-
Smith's tools? I think that's what you're using.
No, I have Mortician's tools that I'm proficient with that I would like to use instead.
You can't use those.
Sure, I can.
I mean, you could do some like scratching on the surface, but it wouldn't quite do
Hey,
the.
And it seems like
I
that
have
would
things
mess
to
up your
cut through
scalpels and-
bones. No, it's a bone thing. So maybe I could like use like a little.
No, it's my metal armor that I'm carving in.
What I'm saying is my tools are for bones. Therefore, surely it would work for metal. Okay, you know what? I'll do it at disadvantage. But I will be holding it like I would my Mortician's tool. So that fits. I helped.
Yes. Yeah, it's the tools definitely do something. You know, you leave some scratch marks across the surface. It definitely is not much better than what Onyx is doing already. But you feel part of the group. You know, there's the
Yeah.
warm fuzziness where you helped.
And if it looks really bad, then I'll try to do like a hidden Mickey and turn it into like a smiley face or, you know, a cat face, something to where it's like, ooh, this still looks good to me anyway in my drunken state.
I'll allow it. You know, you kind of turn your scribbling into some other shapes. You know, now there's like a little smiley face on Onyx's armor. It's like tucked away in the armpit though, so no one's really going to notice it that much.
I'll take it.
When I get done like inscribing my armor, which I assume takes about an hour and a half or so
Probably.
of like chiseling, and I'm gonna ask Javid, do we know where any mages or anything to try to get some enchanted things are?
So, right, yeah, I've been told about the procurer's order. I've not been there myself, but I've an interest in going to check them out, and so I would certainly be willing to make a little expedition.
I'm willing to go with you, as long as you got money. I don't have that much on me.
All right.
Yeah, we're fixed.
Snow, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go with them.
Okay.
If I've sobered up enough.
You're still kind of drunk. Are you taking
Okay.
actually taking a short rest?
Yeah. Did not do it.
I need to drop. Sorry.
Okay. See ya.
Hey, Crystal.
Ah.
All right.
What's she doing today?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just
She's
traveling.
upset. Yeah, they were in the car. I heard Lindell.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you guys would probably be able to fix your drunken state with a short rest if you take one. Dimitari, what are you doing?
I'll stay. I'm not interested in leaving. So I think what I'd like to do, yeah, I'll take a short rest, snack, maybe take a short power nap, means Azrael is watching over me.
I think that Azrael, I mean, she probably would not leave while you were napping, but she definitely would want to go back to her house. Well, that's more of a hovel, technically.
Briar, are you still gonna be there?
Oh yeah, I'm straight partying.
I'll be her hype woman. Yeah.
The Gator.
Get it, girl? I'll stay at the table, because I don't dance, but, you know, I'm here for it.
I should add, I don't think Tarkle liked my "you've obviously never kissed the homies goodnight" comment.
Make that comment.
What?
Where was that comment? I didn't see that.
It was. We were talking about the pro-Chinese Russian homoerotic propaganda posters, and one of them shows a Chinese and Russian man full-on mouth kiss. And Tarkle said, one of those is more than vaguely homoerotic, just saying. And I said, you've obviously never kissed the homies goodnight.
Was this on general or
Yeah,
memes?
it was general.
Oh,
All right.
man, I choked.
Okay. So. Also, Snow, I like that gift that you sent. That is exactly what happened. That is literally exactly what happened. All right. Javid, Snow, and Onyx. The three of you leave the Fortune Hunter's offices and head off in search of the Procurer's order.
I guess you're nobody's homie but mine. BT dubs.
Yeah. Have you, Javid, have any of you ever been to the Procurer's order?
No, have not been before.
Yeah, I definitely would not have gone when I was here.
Okay. Can I get a... how are you guys attempting to find the Procurer's order, I guess is my question.
Ask
Well, when
somebody
we
at the bar while we're there.
Yeah, exactly. Asking there at the Fortune Hunters, probably talk to.
Okay.
And this was when we came in before we got to the drinking games. Said, you know, we're interested in magic items. Where's a good place? They recommended the Procurer's Order and the Mages Guild.
Okay.
And we said, okay, so how do we get there? Where's that?
Gotcha. Okay.
And got some directions. You know, they might have said, all right, you head for this square and take a left. And I'm thinking that with the Wanderer's feet and the fact that I know Torevir Deep relatively well, that I can picture where we're headed.
Okay. Yeah, so they would have in the direction of up one level. So you guys are currently on the 3rd level of the city. It would have pointed you toward the 2nd level, which, as you guys know, kind of sends you more towards wealthier and more official-looking building. So you guys kind of head out of the Fortune Hunter's office, up some steps, along a few of these kind of twisting dwarven alleys that are like nestled within Torevir Deep. You pass, doors and windows and all manner of little cubbies and hidey holes, things before you can open out on one of the main streets. Still mostly an alley, everything below the top level is covered. There's a ceiling from the level above. But you guys passing between the lit lamps in the city, you find yourselves standing in front of an office of the Procurer's Order. It looks quite fancy. There's this well-carved stone edifice in front of it, little gold inlay running through it. It's kind of got this kintsugi look to it, where the cracks have been filled with silver and gold. They look very well. The door is one of the kind of prototypical dwarven stone doors that look heavier than they actually are.
Well, now I wish we'd brought Azrael. I feel like we could use her prestidigitation to spiff ourselves up a little bit. Distinctly feeling a little downwind.
I'm going to push the door open and go in.
All right. The door kind of easily slides open in front of you. You find yourself it is a small little office almost. It's stone walls and other things, but set into them is bookshelves. A few other things, and you can see as well. There's little glass cases that you can see items within. There's a dagger and a vial of a strange-looking liquid and other things. There's a gauntlet and one that looks like black and carved and partially melted. There's all manner of decorative things here. It is a very fancy-looking. In the center of it, there is a kind of little circular table. And at the center of the table, kind of sitting on a small chair, little reading glasses, is this gray-skinned tiefling. It's this older fellow. He's got long black hair flowing down his horns, kind of curling around his head. He's wearing this very fancy kind of navy blue and silver trimmed coat as he's kind of reading a scroll. Kind of looks up at you and looks you up and down, noticing the mud and other things on your outfits. And what can I do for you?
Good day, sir. I was looking for something specific. And I'm gonna pull the Minotaur skull out of my backpack. Do you see these eye sockets?
Yes.
Do you have any stones or marbles or ball bearings that you could possibly enchant with some sort of flame that stay alight so I could affix them inside of there?
I could probably do that. What is your budget, sir?
I've heard rumor of a spell that creates a flame that doesn't have heat, but I personally don't know it or have it. And I was looking more low budget. I don't have too much money to my name.
Let me check on the costs for that. And he kind of wheels around in the little table. You can see he pulls out a little. He's kind of perusing it for a second, then he pulls out a book. And there's,
I think it's called Eternal Flame or Everlasting Flame or something like that. It's a cleric spell.
Let me see if I can find. It is continual flame.
There we go.
And let me pull it up. It's that would probably run you about 250 gold pieces. I assume you are not interested in renting such an item? We do have things available for rent.
No, I'm trying to own, and I turned to Javid to can I borrow 14 gold?
Yeah, no
I only
problem.
got 230 on me right now.
Yeah, we can definitely go for this. I'm assuming that you are interested in this for not only decorative but also utilitarian purposes. My recollection of the flames is that it'll give the amount of light of a torch, which is going to be sometimes quite useful and sometimes a distraction.
Yeah, it'll give us light for those who can't see, and also because it doesn't produce heat, I can just throw covers on the eyelids. I'll basically have caps that I can put on them to darken them if the need be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, whatever you need.
So I'm going to empty my gold purse and slide the 236 and take the 14 gold that Javid offers. And
Right. I'm going to scrape up 36 and hand it back to Onyx and say you're gonna need this for incidentals, and I'll pull out 50 from mine.
yeah, so are we going to talk to people here to get paid from the job that we did?
We did get paid.
Oh, we did get paid.
Yes. Yeah. The what was it? 2,500, I think.
That's been the whole thing. We haven't had a moment to actually sit down and split the actual payment up yet. So Onyx still have no idea we have money.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. That's right. We need spend a little time this evening to discuss, and especially Azrael, talk about what we got and divvying it up. You, my friend, are considerably more flush than you thought.
So now, is the Procurers Guild basically kind of jack all trades? They do magic stuff, or they obtain items?
They they do mostly items. They don't really do magic spells, and they don't really keep stuff on hand. Really, they know where to get things for you. They act as kind of an intermediary. So for lower level stuff, like a second level continual flame spell, they can do that pretty quick. But if you wanted something more difficult, something that wasn't just uncommon, because Basically, if you wanted them to cast something that was equivalent to a 4th level spell or higher, it's going to take them some time to achieve. The Continual Flame spell is just 2nd level. They can really go to any experienced cleric and get that done.
Got it. Because basically, I'm looking for some increased weaponry. I'm going to pick up my bow. Something that hits a little bit harder than this. You know, something like, longbow power in a short bow package. It's not about the size, it's how you use it.
Well, if you're interested in striking more accurately and hitting a little bit harder, let me check. I actually don't know.
Also, can you hear me sanding right now?
No.
Okay, cool.
They could do a +1 weapon pretty quick. That one's a fast turnaround. A more difficult one. So, they could do a +1 weapon fast. But a +2 or a +3 would be a little slower and a lot more expensive. So a +1 would run you probably about 500 gold. A +3 would sit around 5,000 gold, and a +3 would sit at around 50,000 gold.
Good God. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to think about that. How fast is your turnaround times for each level?
For the simplest of item, it would be about an hour.
Okay. How about a level 2?
It would be a month, or correction, it would be a week. And the most advanced of weapons would be about a month.
Got it. Okay. I'll have to think on this for a little while. Thank you.
So yes, for reference, they can do a common or uncommon magic item in about an hour. A rare is about a week. A very rare is a month, and then a legendary, by and large, they just can't do.
One last question. Do you guys have brewing components here?
I'm afraid, if you're interested in any such alchemy supplies, you'd want to visit the Metamorphium on the 4th level.
The Metamorphium. Okay, got it. Oh, also, do you have any interest in this? And I'll pull out the glass shards that we got from the kill room, where all the glass golems were.
What are they? And he kind of looks more closely at.
They're remnants from the Age of Arcanum.
I'll take them. 100 gold.
For all of them?
Yes. For all of them.
How about I give you 5 of them, and we call it even on the flaming eyes?
Make a persuasion check. How many do you have total?
So I technically have 10, but I'm showing him 6.
Okay. Make a persuasion. I'll take 5 of them, and I'll knock 100 gold off the price of your flaming eyes.
That sounds like a pretty fair deal to me.
That will be 150 gold and 5 of those glass shards.
I hand him over.
Alright. Takes him, he says, "Please return in an hour, sir." And you see him he lifts the back of the little round table up and walks into the back. There's this little, metal staircase. He kind of winds his way up it and disappears into a door that's kind of on a level and a half above you guys. There's a little bit of a high ceiling in this room. Comes back out just a couple seconds later and back down the steps. He's, "Is there anything else I can do for the rest of you?" And looking at Javid and Snow.
Would I remember that Demetari needs ink and stuff? Would that register?
Yeah, probably.
Well, I was gonna say halfway through, this short rest, I remembered I needed that. And, like, get up and shout at Briar, like, "Oh crap! I gotta get this ink!" And then, like, hopefully I know where I'm going. Did I overhear where that was located?
I don't know. You know.
I'm gonna ask somebody in the tavern. Where's this place at?
Wait, do
I'm
I
trying
see
to
the
get special ink. Well, I'm not leaving yet, but I mean, I'm telling you, I'm leaving.
Oh my god.
Did you
Can
tell me, or are you just like shouting randomly?
it's just
I'm shouting
randomly.
at you. Well, I think I'm shouting at you. How many like beetle bugs, fairy things are in the tavern?
None. There's
Did you
one.
say, "Hey, Beetlebug"?
This is the,
Beetle bug,
Oh,
beetle
yeah.
bug.
you're not technically in a tavern. This is the Fortune Hunters Guild Hall.
It functions
has a
as a tavern.
It's a fortune hunter tavern.
There's they like to drink hard and they work hard,
Drink
play
hard,
hard
play
type folks. Yeah.
It's a cop
Okay.
bar feel.
I'm gonna walk up to someone who I think looks wizardy, and I'm going to ask them where I can find the
Beetlebug?
ink that I need.
Make a persuasion check. I think that's up a level somewhere. I'm not sure. I don't deal with those kinds of things.
Can you point out a wizard around here? If you don't mind, do you know any of these guys?
No, sorry, we're all, and he just kind of pats his sword.
Okay, well, thanks anyway, I guess. Alright, okay, Briar, do you know where, I gotta get this ink. I have these awesome spells and I don't have the ink.
We can figure it out together. I'm more sober than her, yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, you're stone cold sober. This is nothing to you.
Okay. Well, then I'll help her find who she's looking for. It's still like a festival in the streets, yeah?
Not really. People are engaged in festive activities, but no, it's not. There's not like streamers running everywhere and people excited. Nothing like that.
No beer crawls or anything?
There are definitely bar crawls for sure. That's scampering around all over the place, but it's not enough that the day-to-day operation of the city is affected. Plus, it's like noon. It's like, I don't know, 1 o'clock or something.
So they're just getting warmed up.
Yeah, people are just starting. The guys who were bar crawling last night are just starting to do it. Again today.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go outside and go see if we can find some wizardry-looking folks.
Wait, is the place we're in that has levels?
Yes, the city has lots of levels.
Wait, the city?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed this part. I thought that the guild had levels, and it was like I had to climb the stairs to get to the place or whatever. How does
a
this
lot
work?
like ogres. There's many layers.
The city that you are within, which is underground, has 7 levels to it. You are currently on the 3rd level from the top. So the top level is like government buildings, military offices, that kind of thing. Down a level is more, formal official buildings. And then as you get further down, it gets a little bit skeevier and dirtier, and people get a little bit shadier.
Do I know that part? Can I gauge that?
This is probably not. You've only gone down 3 levels. There's really not that much of a delta from the top to the 3rd level. It's not until you get to like the 5th one before you start to notice. And then the 6th and 7th are just rough.
All right, Briar, let's pick a number between 1 and 7. We can start there.
He did tell you it was up 1 level.
So
Oh, I thought he said it was like it's one of the levels. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's go.
So,
We're gonna head up there.
alright. Onyx, what are you doing in there? You said you wanted to buy stuff.
Still in the
Yeah, you're still in the procurer's office.
So those glass shards, do you know what they would be useful for?
I do not, but it is my. It is a safe assumption if they came from where you say they came from, that they will be exceptionally valuable to us. We appreciate your contribution.
Is there any way that I can kind of get that information on retainer just so I know what I picked up?
You're welcome to return and request such information after we have learned it, but we do not currently know anything of that sort.
Yeah, you're gonna be
Okay,
carrying around these things to give yourself like some kind of like ball cancer or something. Yeah, those are like highly radioactive.
How about items of stealth?
What is your desire? Hold on, actually. We have boots and cloaks that could be used to grant you advantage on such things. But again, they would be fairly expensive. We do offer a rental service for a...
How expensive are we talking?
Well, the items themselves would run you about 500 gold, but you could rent them for much cheaper as long as they are returned and you pay your full price upon their return.
Okay. Jot some information in.
To keep the items, to permanently purchase them, would be around 500 gold. To rent them, the total is around 50 gold.
And how long?
It is a 1 month rental.
And I'll pull Snow aside and whisper, I got my distribution from Azrael when we went to the Fortune Hunters and handed off Casimir. If you need an advance on yours, I'm good up to 1,000.
And then, so the item gives advantage on checks, or what was it?
They can sell you boots or a cloak of elven kind.
Okay, but I don't remember what that does off the top of my head.
The boots is advantage on stealth to move silently, and the cloak is perception checks made to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on dex checks to hide. So basically, the cloak is if you want to stay still and hide. The boots are if you are moving and hiding.
Okay. Yeah, if you could float me 130 gold, that would be appreciated.
I'm gonna ask the tiefling, where is the mesothelioma again?
The Metamorphium is on the 4th level. I believe it is run by a dwarven woman named Morgan.
Morgan, the Metamorphium on the 4th level. Thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna
be back in an hour.
Yeah, if you could loan me 130, that would be appreciated.
I don't know that I've got that in cash. I'm gonna hand you.
I was gonna say I also do have the gemstones on me.
Are you gonna just try to pay with a gemstone, the 500 gold with a?
Well, no, I got like 380 in gold, but I've got the
keep your gold. The gemstones are more valuable to me.
So I've got alexandrite, 2 garnets, 2 sardonyx, 2 turquoise. Because we haven't divvied up all the other stuff yet. Those are the only gemstones I have.
Did you write down how much those were worth?
It's about.
It says 120 on here.
That's got to be more than that.
So I don't know if that's just for the turquoise.
The sardonyxes are 50 gold. Turquoises are 10. So how much gold, what are you giving him? I basically just want to know if you are having to break, like, you know, in quotes, break it. Because he can give you back a lower value gemstone if you hand him a 1,000 worth gemstone type deal.
But I don't have that.
Oh, okay. What are you giving him to equal 500 gold?
I guess I'm gonna have to give him 2 of the sardonyxes, and so those 100, 120. Yeah, I give him the 2 sardonyx and 2 turquoise, because then I can pay the rest in gold.
Okay. Alright. He accepts your payment. Please return in an hour. My name is Entropy, by the way.
All right. Are all the rest of you finished with your items?
Yeah, I'm dusting off. I'm going to the metamorphium.
All right. So Entropy, was it?
Yes, Entropy.
I've got something unusual that I'd like appraised.
Indeed.
And I will pull out the collar and pull the ring off my finger.
Okay.
And set them down in front of him and say, "We found these and would like your estimation of their power and value."
Very well. Give me a moment. He kind of takes his glasses, kind of looks it over. You can see, like, he seems to cast a spell for a second. Just examine. This would be worth, roughly 10,000 gold pieces.
Interesting. Do you know what the market would be for that? Is that something that the your organization might say accept on consignment, or
I could buy such an item off you for 8,000, on the assumption that we might be able to sell it to a third party.
All right. I'll take that under advisement for the moment.
Understood.
With a thing of this value, I will definitely want to consult with my colleagues, some of whom are not with us here, as we'll want to discuss that. But keep in mind, if you want to put out feelers and see if anybody is interested, it might be on the market.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate your business. Please return in an hour, and we shall have all of your items ready for you.
Sorry, one more thing before we go, and I will unstrap my longbow from my back and say, if I could get this upgraded to a +1, that would be very helpful.
That will be 500.
And my inventory doesn't break out the gems and their values. I assume I've got something that I would have gotten from what's his face, the Goliath, when we got the payment for services in Canitor.
Oh, I need to check my prices. I might have been underselling things.
Forgot about
I sprint through the door before he realizes.
The VAT.
There is a little bit of an upcharge. It won't be that much, but it will be a lot, especially for the +1.
Not that much, but a lot.
It'll be 750 gold. So the value of it is 500 gold, but they are charging you for their services, which is another 250 gold.
Damn it, I should have bought it right away then.
You fool!
That's what I get for waiting.
So if you still would like them, then yes, you can spend 750 gold to have your bow and whatnot upgrade.
I think the bow is what I need the upgrade on for now. So, yes, I've probably got a gem or two worth 750.
All right, yep, 750 gold. All right, so Dimitari, what are you looking for? You kind of like fly in the door. The two of you have located it, Briar and Dimitari, buzzing in. Entropy, the tiefling, kind of looks over your shoulders at the door and is like, may I help you?
Okay, you're still open. Great. I am looking for... Oh, what is it?
Ink?
It's fine. Ink? Fine? I gotta make it real fancy for my book here, and I tap my spell book on my hip.
We have some, but I'm afraid with the state of things in the city, it will be a bit more pricey than it normally is, as long as you're okay with that. How much are you looking to buy? I mean, it's a 10% charge on top of whatever it is.
Well, how much would you say it would... How much ink would I need to record one spell out of a vial? Like, could you give me a fraction?
Well, let me look. I'm pretty sure it's in your features. Or not. It's a class, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I had to look it up, so I'll type it and see who beats who to the punch.
It's fine, I'll check.
2 hours and 50 gold per spell level.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking how much ink is it going to take to write the spell.
So right, each level...
50 gold worth of ink.
So what spell are you trying to learn? Per level, it takes 50 gold. So if you want to learn a 3rd level spell, from this guy, it would take you 6 hours of work, and then it would be roughly 175 gold.
Okay, so I was under the impression I could buy the ink and then do it later.
Yes, you can. So
Yeah.
you have to keep track of how long it takes. And I would say, to be reasonable, you can kind of like stop and start. Get like 50% of the way through crafting your spell, transcribing it. But the costs are flat. Like however much gold you want to spend now, you would need to keep track of, basically. And understand that it's in 50 gold increments per spell level.
Okay, so because the price is inflated, say he sells me a vial that might be worth 50 and he sells it to me for 100, would I still be able to get 2 spells worth of
You
that?
would not. So he's overcharging you right now. If you spend 55 gold, you get 50 gold worth. He's overcharging you a little bit.
Oh, it's just a little. Okay, that's fine. All right. Yeah, and it should just be halved anyway because I'm trying to do necromancy spells.
So yes, if you're doing necromancy spells, you could spend 55 gold, get a 50 gold, and then get 2 spell levels out of it. But you would just need to write down that if you want to say you want to spend 500 gold, you're going to spend 550 gold, but you're only really getting 500 gold worth.
Okay, yeah. How much is this 3 vials going to cost me?
Are you saying like 1 vial is 50 gold worth?
How much gold worth of ink?
Oh, I want 150 gold's worth of ink, I guess.
That will be 165 gold.
All right.
Can I get anything else for you?
I'm gonna look at Briar and really, because she's in the room, and I'm gonna like whisper to the shop owner, like Entropy, like, listen, I'm trying to plan a surprise. Do you have like jewelry stuff, like jewelry making stuff? And I'm like gonna throw a wink and like look at Briar and like signify that I want him to be all sneaky.
Can I get a persuasion check from you, actually? And I'll give you advantage.
Also, do I see the wink?
I mean, you can make a stealth check. Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Put on Briar Demetari for the stealth.
This would be Demetari. So she's trying to be sneaky.
And that's a straight roll?
Yep, just a straight roll. You're probably stealthy enough. I don't think Briar... Let me check.
She's distracted by a shiny thing.
Briar's passive perception should be 13, per my note. Entropy kind of leans in. He's, I'm afraid we don't have such a thing here, but you might check with the Morningstar Forges. I believe they're the only forge on the 5th level that is currently available for active use. They have such things.
Perry notes this as 14 BTWs.
Okay.
And it's still, she passed it. Yeah.
I need to update my quick look. I think it's out of date. I wish I was smart enough to tell it to like automatically pull data from the internet, but I don't think I know how to do that, so I have to do it manually.
Are you in Morningstar Forges, like, friends?
I'm afraid not. It would be very useful to us to have them at our disposal, but all of the remaining forges are currently purchased, paid off, and in use by the government of Torevir Deep in constructing arms and armor for the war. Morningstar Forges is currently the only one that is not indisposed.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking is, I would love to save my gold to buy more stuff from you. Is there anything, any little tidbit of information you could tell me where, like, maybe I can get buddy-buddy with them and they might give me a discount?
Well, the lead forge master, Heimdall Morningstar, from what I understand, he is a large fan of cupcakes. So maybe if you give him cupcakes, he might enjoy such a thing.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much. That was awesome information. You have just the most wonderful day. By the way,
Thank you.
that level below us, such good drinks. Anyway,
Well,
bye-bye.
I personally am a fan of Arkelin's Ale House, but sure, I will check out some of the ones below us. There's a different clientele down that far. If you know what I
It
mean.
seemed okay to me. I noticed that they were alive, so that seems pretty standard for people, right? To be drinking and stuff. Like, I don't really notice what else you mean.
Yes, I'm not sure what you mean. There's a very specific type of fellow that drinks in Arkelin's Ale House, and I'm much more a fan of that type of person.
Do you think that, and I gestured at Briar, like, people like us would fit in okay there? I mean,
Entropy kind of looks across your group and like, oh, yes, I think you'd fit in quite well down that far. No offense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Wow.
But,
Wow.
thanks.
We're
Thanks, I
definitely
guess.
above our level here a little bit.
I'm gonna look at the
Unless we get some
Onyx.
fine clothes.
Oh no, I'm gone.
Oh.
Yeah, I told you I was going to the mesothelioma, and then I dusted out.
Excuse you, the Metamorphium. I come up with these names, you're not allowed to butcher them.
Good day.
Except one
I
suggests.
know it's the Metamorphium.
This villainous activity from each of you.
Oh, we're menaces.
Yeah.
I'll have you know, I'm pretty clean. Like, I keep my stuff pretty neat.
What's the name of the ale house again?
Arcanins. I'll put it in the chat.
Did I get to the Metamorphium?
Can I get a persuasion check from you? Or I should say a survival check, depending on whichever one you want to do. So if you're asking people where it is, then it's a persuasion check. And if it is, you're just looking for it, it's a survival check. But 20 is good enough. Dwarves, a few other individuals, like, aye, it's over there. And they'll, let you kind of scamper about your business. A lot of them seem pretty big. On the 4th level, you can tell that it's mostly actually like apartments, houses, that kind of thing. This is more of a residential level, and a lot of it is in fact the upper crust of the society live on this level. The levels above you have been filled with offices and businesses and that kind of thing, and this is the first level where you can tell that people live outright. There's a little bit of a change in tone to it. But you arrive at the Metamorphium, and as you enter, it's a small, kind of quaint little place. It smells very distinctly of earth and this kind of bitterness, kind of that recognizable basic smell. The antithesis to an acid. It just has that kind of odor to it. As you enter as well, you can see walls are filled with these little shelves of little clay pots. And there's all kinds of things poking out of these pots. Most of them are shut, but a lot of them have strange things poking forth from them. Behind the counter is this old dwarven woman. She's got a little bit of facial hair poking out at you, and she's, "Aye, what can I do for you? Welcome to the Metamorphosis. My name's Morgan."
Nice to meet you, Miss Morgan. I was here for purchase and trade if you would be interested.
Aye, I'm always interested in doing business. What can I get for you?
So I've got 2 vials of this cave fisher blood that me and my friends managed to get a hold of. I was wondering if maybe that and some gold you'd be interested in selling me some components to brew healing potions.
I'd be interested in that sort of thing. I brew my own healing potions, if that's what you're interested in. Run a little bit pricey right now. A lot of stuff's hard to get, or at least I should say most things are hard to get, what with the war and the shut gates and all of that. But overall, times are good, ready to sell. What have you got?
So I'm looking to buy about 100 gold worth and trying to get what I can out of these 2 vials of cave fisher blood and 100 gold worth of components.
All right. Sure, that sounds like a fair trade to me. You seem like a forthright, upstanding individual. Where are you from? As she's like beginning to kind of like, she's like shuffling around the room, like pulling stuff off the shelves. Everything's kind of lower set, more for the dwarven stature. She's, getting stuff off the shelves, pouring them into a little baggie, tying it off, setting it on the counter, grabs another thing.
Originally from the West, but I did spend some time here in Torevir Deep. A lot of time spent at Arkelins.
Hey, that's a wild place. What were you doing down there?
Learning to survive. That's where I got a lot of these, and I kind of stroke my muzzle that's like riddled with scars and has the chip scar cut out on one side.
You're one of the duelists, then. Lot of your types down there.
Yeah, I hung out with Protos and his crew a lot.
Afraid the name's not doesn't
Minotaur
quite ring a bell to me.
Big Minotaur refuses a nose ring, all that good stuff.
Nah, doesn't ring any bells.
Oh well, he taught me to survive here when I got kicked out of my tribe out in the wastes.
Well, best of luck to you.
So we're just doing a 1-for-1. Like, she's giving me the 100 gold worth of components for the fisher blood.
She's gonna want an additional 50 gold out of you.
That's fine.
But overall, she will be able to get you the things that you want. It's a pretty well-stocked place, that you can tell. But she's upcharging you for sure.
I'm gonna pull out the blood clot that I had made, just the simple powder. Didn't know if you were interested, but I know the guards sometimes aren't as well trained and it takes you some time, but these are quite easy to make if you want to try to sell them to the armies too. I'm not trying to sell you mine, I'm just saying these are the components I used if you want to try to produce it yourself and...
Make a persuade. All right, I'd be interested in buying them off you. I could.
Oh no, I'm not selling you mine. I was just trying to help you out with your business. They're easier to produce than your standard healing potions. This just might help you out, bring some more revenue.
All right, I'd be interested in learning. I'll give you 25 gold for whatever your process is.
Okay, I spend the 10 minutes walking through my process of how to make it.
All right. She's interested. You can see she kind of writes it down a little bit in a notebook she has behind the desk.
This is for your apprentices and whatnot, whatever kind of lower level stuff instead of the potion brewing that they can waste on. This is a little safer and not wasting components,
I understand. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Oh no, that's wonderful. Probably some of my crew will be down here to see what other kind of potions you have in store.
All right, sounds good. You have a nice day.
Yeah, you too, Miss Morgan. And then I'm gonna dip out and go back up to the place to get my flaming eyeballs.
All right. The rest of you guys, are you just kind of hanging out, waiting for them to give you your +1 items and whatnot? Briar, what are you doing actually specifically?
I want a puppy.
Okay. All right. Like an actual dog, or?
There was previous discussion about a small puppy that my toddler could play.
Oh, yes, definitely. That's such a thing. Alright, so after you leave, you kind of drop Demetari off at the procurer's office, and you head off in search of someone to sell you a pet.
Yep, I'm gonna tell Demetari, peace. I'm gonna go get me a companion. I've been lonely.
Alright.
Make sure it's not a hawk.
Wait, why?
Please tell me anyone's the hawk that you encountered, the big ass bird. Anyone remember? Wasn't that a hawk?
Thanks for
Yeah,
bringing that.
it was a giant one.
I'd lock that away in the vault, but it's fine.
Yeah, just maybe no birds. But yes, good luck.
Thank you.
Alright. Can I get a persuasion check out of you, Briar?
Out of me?
Yep. You're probably asking around. You could give me a survival check if you're just looking for something. It would be more difficult.
I'm not the most persuasive creature, so I'm gonna go for survival. Ouch!
Alright.
Sorry, I'm fending off an infant. Ow.
What kind of pet was it exactly? I'm trying to find it.
Blink puppy.
It was a blink dog puppy? Okay. Alright. The 19 survival. Pretty good. So, as you begin kind of wandering the steps, it takes you a couple hours, but you find yourself kind of making your way deeper and deeper. The deepest that anyone has been so far. You find yourself on the 5th level. Around you, this is more of an industrial level. There's forges that are active. It's kind of a hot, smelly. You can get that odor of like iron and steel melt. But you find yourself in a specific alley, kind of directed by someone, and find yourself standing in front of a small stand here with a large firbolg who says, "Hey, my name's Vero. I've got pets. Do you want pets?"
I want pets. What you got?
I got cats, I got dogs, I got other things. Special dogs, fancy cats. What's your interest?
I don't know, man. Let me see what you get.
Boy, that's a good question. Hold on, let me figure it out. And he just starts kind of like, he kind of bends down. He's, too large for this little cart that's obviously dwarven. And he starts kind of shuffling through things. You can hear like a cat hisses and like something else, and he like pulls his arm.
Where's he keeping these critters?
Yeah, he's got him like in the cart, and he's like, "Oh, it got me a little bit," and he like pulls his hand back, and he's like, "That one's kind of feisty. You don't want that one." And he's just like digging through them.
They just like all in one cage.
Yeah, it's a very like loud cart of all the animals.
Man, this is sketch.
Free them all.
Well, they're well kept. Don't worry about it. He like sets a little kitten out on top, and then like a puppy, and then a different puppy. What can I get for you? You want a dog that can teleport? I got one of those. Kind of hard to care for.
Cool. It's hard to care for.
Oh yeah, I have so much trouble with this thing.
Perfect. That's what I'm after.
All right, that'll be 10 gold.
That's it.
That's kind of a lot. Your scale of money must be very warped.
No, that's a great price.
That's more than your average individual could afford in a year.
But you're right. I'll take it.
All right, you must be well paid. Here you go. And he just kind of scoots this little dog across the cart towards you.
I shall name you Puppy.
That's an interesting name for what is essentially a puppy.
Babe, come here. She's being a toddler currently. So,
As you're holding it, it like and then appears on your shoulder.
Yes. I'm excited. I'm gonna scratch its little chin and pet its ears.
It's very excited. The Firbolg kind of looks down at you. He's like, "That's kind of funny. It seems to really get along with."
Yeah, I hear that sometimes. I'm pretty good with little critters.
Do we get the excited pedals out of it?
The what?
Oh no.
The excited pedals? Oh, it pees a little bit because it's too
Oh
excited.
yeah, the dog is so excited it pees a little bit.
You said you pee-peed on yourself because you're excited.
Could have been anybody.
Hey, Mommy, can I see the puppy?
Yes, baby. I'm gonna go find
Hold on, I'll show you the picture of the dog.
it. Okay. I found a really cute puppy one that looks exactly like her puppy, though. Let me see.
Oh, hold on, I got one. I'm gonna post it in the. That's what it looks like.
Oh,
Something like that.
so cute.
I was gonna say
That's
the other
okay.
one's terrifying.
The other one is the adult version. That's a little bit spookier. All right. So I think now is a good spot. We will take a little bit of a break, so 5-10 minutes, and we will all be back. So everyone, think about what you want to do after we come back from the break.
Can I have a little character sheet? It was awful, dude.
All right,
So-
welcome back, everybody. So, Briar has just finished purchasing her new pet Blink dog. The rest of you are just hanging out waiting for your magic item.
I didn't
On
pay
my-
for him not to get him.
On my way back up there, I'm gonna be looking to see if there's like an armor or a smith or someone doing some kind of low level, less of an armor, more like a low level forge place. Maybe making like tools, like mom and pop kind of business type thing.
From the 4th level up, you won't find anything like that. The forges and other things are much deeper. The first level that holds them is the 5th level.
Okay. I mean, if I don't find anything, then I don't. But I'm just gonna look for them on my way up.
You wouldn't find any on your way back up.
So rather than just hang out at a magic shop, I would say let's walk around, maybe find a
Ale house?
food truck.
You guys are in
Yeah,
the same
Get some street
place
tacos.
as I am.
Yes.
Yep, yeah, they're with you.
I'm gonna ask the Entropy where I can find Morningstar Forges and Arcalin's Ale House.
The Morningstar Forge is on the 5th level, and he kind of begins describing to you exactly where you can find them. It's in kind of like the quadrant of the 5th level that you'll find most other metalworkers and forges, but it's a very specific one relative to the others. At Arcalin's Ale House, you will find on the 6th level, which is the second from the bottom. And it is difficult to miss, to be sure. Arcalin's Ale House it occupies a very large portion of the bottom levels.
I haven't been that far down. Is there anything that I should know about to stay out of trouble?
You should stay to the well-lit streets, and keep your wits about you, I should say. When I go that deep, I typically don't take much cash with me, if you understand what I mean.
Ah, yes. Okay.
I'm
Well,
on the
thank you
5th
for the
level,
heads up.
What was that, Briar?
I am on the 5th level, right?
Yep. Yeah, you're on the 5th level. So one level down is Asriel's Hovel, and then Arcalin's Ale House.
Alright.
Y'all want to go to Arcalin's Ale House? I don't really know where Briar went. I could shout for her, I suppose.
Why don't we hang around up here till we get our stuff, and it'll just be a few more minutes. Then yeah, let's head down. We can stop by Azrael's, see if she wants to join us, and then find the ale house. Sounds good.
All right. So you guys are just hanging out here waiting for your magic items that you have paid for?
Well, I wouldn't say hanging out in the.
You could probably wait outside
Or-
and then come back in.
Yeah, we're gonna walk around, do some sightseeing. Maybe find a sandwich shop or a food truck or something.
The level that you are on now is the most kind of prolific level, containing the markets and other things of that sort. So if you want to buy stuff, this is the level to do it on. The rest of them kind of contain the more, a lot more housing and then kind of the specific thing. But yeah, you guys will be able to kind of wander around and, buy a kebab off somebody, something like that,
Exactly.
Dwarves are a big fan of kebabs, I think. Just what's meat on a stick, but the most perfect food item ever made.
I want to buy cupcake ingredients for Briar.
Definitely, this is the level to do it on. It'll cost you a little bit, maybe a gold.
All right. Does that include sprinkles?
Definitely. Additionally, Emily, do you see the Blink Dog puppy that I added into the characters tab?
I did not, but Demetari hooked me up with the little sheet in D&D Beyond. He just changed his name.
So, if you would like to, or if it ever comes, there is a Blink Dog puppy character sheet that is just a Blink Dog with a puppy picture.
Character. Oh, there he is. He's so cute. Nice. Oh, okay, so it's like legit his stats and stuff. Okay. So it's, I think it's different.
My question would be, you don't have to decide now, but what are you naming your puppy?
Puppy. Yeah.
Okay.
My daughter has a tiny little stuffed animal Finnick fox named Puppy. And I'm trying to get her over here to view the puppy voice, but Puppy has like a very high-pitched, grating voice that you're gonna love.
Very well.
And everything bad that she wants to do, she makes Puppy do. So.
Okay.
Mischievous little thing.
All right. So the rest of you kind of wander around this level, taking in the sights, looking at things. You spot military barracks, the market district, that sort of thing. But after just a few minutes, you're able to return to the procurer's office, and Entropy turns over all of the magical items that you have paid for.
So I've got my flaming eyeballs.
He does give you your flaming eyeballs.
What kind of rock is it made out of?
Hard to tell because it's on fire. Anybody's guess.
I guess that's fair. But it's not hot or anything. Like I hold them in my hand and I'm just like holding.
No, it just rolls around in your hand, but it's on fire.
That's pretty dope. I'm gonna put them in my pocket. Javid, have you heard of any like smiths or armors or anything like that might be open for business?
Yeah, it sounds like something I would I would know. Getting dings taken out of armor and stuff like that. So yeah, let's. That's much lower down. Let's head down to pick up Osriel and then swing past this smith. I know. Comes recommended by the Forge Hunters.
Fortune Hunters?
We can get a... thank you, yes. Fortune Hunters. We get a group rate there.
Nice. And away we go.
All right. So you guys are heading down to the... what is, I believe, the 5th level where you'll find forges and blacksmiths.
Yep.
All right.
You said boots of Elvenkind, right?
Is that what you bought?
Yeah, the boots.
Okay. Then yeah.
I was making sure I clicked on the right thing.
He could sell you both, but if you want both, that would be much more expensive.
1,000 gold, right?
Maybe a little more. They don't have bulk discounts here.
What? The boots were 500, and then the cloak was 500.
Uh-huh. All right. So, your group kind of begins descending down into the depths of Torevir Deep. The passageways get kind of narrower and more constrained as you go down. the air just a little bit more bitter almost. It smells of mushrooms and like moisture as you descend deep. But you reach the 5th level and the air is hot. It smells of like pounded steel and other things. This is the Forge Workers level. The Metal Workers Guild is quite prominent here. There are numerous kind of little buildings on either side. As you travel, you pass little forges, offices containing great metalsmiths, all of them quite busy right now. But you arrive at Morningstar Forges. It is a little bit quieter, not quite as busy as the rest of them. There's a few dwarves kind of standing around in a circle as one dwarf just ping, ping on a piece of metal.
Oh there, you guys open for business?
Aye, what business have you got for us?
I've got a couple of things I'd like doing if you guys have the time for it.
Aye, we love special projects and that like.
So I'm gonna take the Minotaur skull and I'm gonna put it down, and I'm gonna take my breastplate, put it down beside it. Well, alright, this is what I'm looking for. I want all of these runes that are carved in there filled with gold. And I take all the gold filigree that I had torn off and like put it down. And then I would like a left side shoulder pauldron made out of this skull. And then I reach into my pocket and I produce the 2 flaming eyeballs. And I was wondering if you guys could inset this into the eye sockets of the skull. And possibly make caps so I could dim the light if I need to.
Alright. You see there's 3 dwarves that kind of shuffle over. There's like a pair of them that's over at the anvil that are pung, pung, striking at this sword on the metal. The 3 dwarves kind of, and they're kind of like muttering to themselves and dwarf. Only Azrael and Snow can speak Dwarven, in fact. And they just kind of, I think I could do that, muttering, and one of them in common, alright, we could do that for you. That'll will cost you 50 gold.
Oh, sounds like a bargain. Do you need any extra gold to make sure all the runes get filled?
Nah, it'll be part of the price.
Okay.
Take you about a day.
Day sounds fair to me. Also, do you guys have any long swords for sale?
Hey, we got lots of that sort of thing. We got enough, I guess, for one person. How many looking to...
I'm just looking for one, so I got this one, and I'll pull my longsword out and kind of like put it on the counter. I'm looking to trade it for more of something of dwarvish make, you know what I'm saying? I trust your guys' workmanship much more.
A smart buyer. You know better than to wield this human filth. And one of them goes, spits on the ground.
Well, I figured you might be able to break down this, because I know you're not going to use it, but you might be able to break down this sword to use for the skull or whatever, and I'll just buy one of your long swords off you.
Sounds good. We'll sell you one of our long swords for 15 gold.
So 65 gold total?
Sounds good. You wanted to trade this one in?
Yes, I'm giving you this one, and I'm trying to get
alright.
one off
Then we'll knock 5 gold off it. We'll call it 60 gold.
I slap down the cash.
Sounds good. You see one of the dwarves is like picking up your breastplate and kind of looking at it. He's like turning it around and like kind of fingering at the little kind of etch marks you made in it.
So yeah. I'll holler at him. I know it's not pretty, but if you guys want to clean it up, that would be appreciated too.
Aye, it's part of the price. Our handiwork, no second, you know? Kind of sets it down.
Wondering about the Ostrinium handiwork there. We came by it legitimately.
I don't care.
Oh, I also have these, and I'll pull the 4 spearheads out and lay them out. Just to donate. The 4 Ostrinium spearheads we got from the down ship. Okay. They're like well-made spearheads. I'll slide them over to him. You probably have more use for these than I do. They've just been rattling around in my pack.
Alright. We'll take them. We appreciate it. Although it's the rest of the forges that are doing most of the heavy lifting as far as equipping the city and the army goes. We're kind of, we don't really feel like taking those, cookie cutter style projects, so we're kind of doing our own thing. We like, unique, specific things, We like the artisanal, yeah, the kind of project that no one's ever done before, that kind of stuff. If you have anything like that, you got any weapons that need crafting that no one's ever made before, then we're the ones for it.
Minotaurs set on pauldrons.
That's the kind of stuff we like.
How would you like a special commission, but the rule would be that I have to be here for the whole thing?
What kind of commission?
I'm gonna reach under my kilt and pull out my dagger.
Oh, you're getting a little aggressive there. What you got?
I'm gonna like put it down on the table, and it's the dagger made out of the jawbone. And then I'm gonna pull out 2 of the glass shards and put them down and tell them that I want the glass shards mounted in the backside of the jawbone.
Okay. You're wanting the blade to be part of the glass shards, or not?
I'm wanting the glass shards to become the blade, yes.
Alright. We could do that. You want a bit of a special flair to it. We could kind of spice it up. And as he does so, you can see he kind of snaps his fingers, and there's this little magical shower of sparks to it.
What are you thinking? This blade is very, very near and dear to my heart, and it's a pretty big deal that I'm letting you touch it in the first place.
I appreciate that. It's kind of an inspiration strikes kind of deal. Not really sure what I want to do with it yet, but I'll get there when I get there.
As long as you let me be here, just to make sure the knife is taken care of, you're more than welcome to.
Sounds good. All right, as long as you stay out way as far as the more dangerous stuff goes.
I'm just here to watch. That's it.
Sounds good to us, I suppose.
Anybody else need anything?
Yeah, anybody else got any, special, unique blacksmithing projects that they've got for us?
I just might when I actually have some more money.
What does that mean?
I'm broke right now.
Can't help you there then, friend.
I think I'm fine.
Okay, well, if any of you come across any, schematics for special magic weapons or really fancy weapons that need repair, that sort of thing, we're the ones for it.
Well, hold on.
Hey, Briar. Oh.
I know. I'm on this level, though. Can I just, wander by?
I would say that because you're kind of looking for this, aren't you? You're kind of looking for everyone else.
I'm looking for my friends.
I'd say that you're able to kind of, you're just, walking around the levels, and you pass a doorway, and you see the rest of your party kind of talking to a group of dwarves.
Yeah, I'm gonna poke my head in and say, guys, check out what I got with my winnings! Impulse by the century! I'm gonna introduce them to Puppy.
Oh my gosh, it's got a familiar!
I'm gonna scratch Puppy's ears.
Yeah. So I looked. They speak Sylvan, kind of. They don't really speak it, but they understand it. So I'm gonna talk to him in Sylvan and introduce him to all of my friends.
Alright.
And I just looked, and the stats are the same in both D&D and on the one you showed me. So, haha.
The dog just kind of looks at you, and then looks at everyone else, and is just like.
Mm-hmm. I'll scritch it and say in Sylvan, "Who's a good little doggy? Who's a good little doggy?
It's gonna bite you.
Who's got sharp little teepees?"
It tries to bite you. It has a pretty sturdy bite, but you'd be okay.
Yeah, He's still got his milk teak. You're lucky. Maybe
It's
he'll
just-
warm up to you. I don't know.
It's
These
just
guys
kind
are
of
pretty
gum
good.
in your hand.
Like puppy teeth are way worse than like big dog
Puppy
teeth.
teeth are terrible. You're right.
Oh, sharp.
So what y'all doing in here?
They said they're looking for weapons that need special handling. You think you could maybe have them take a look at what you got?
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pull out my broken face sword. So I found this, and don't think I'm crazy here, but it talked to me one time, and it hasn't done it since. Do you know anything about that?
Not specifically, but I could take a look at it for you.
Well, let me see if I can get a hold of it. All right, and I'm gonna try and talk to it. Hey, I'm trying to fix you here, bud. Can you say something?
You get this kind of feeling from the sword. It doesn't respond, but you can almost feel like the sword is watching you.
Well, do you know anything about this?
Not really, but we could take a look at it.
Okay, I'm gonna hand it over.
All right. The dwarf kind of takes the hilt and is kind of turning it over in his hands and examining it. He like looks at what remains of the blade. You know, it's not much more than maybe a half an inch of blade left sticking out of the hilt. And he turns it over. This is a fancy blade you had here. I'm not sure what you did with it. This is made out of fey iron. Or fey steel, I should say. It's a bit rare. But if you could get me a few ingots of fey steel, then I could probably repair it.
Do I know of any place where I could get those? I mean,
Most places you'll come across something like that. The Feywild itself, that's a bit more of a trek, I think.
sorry. So, based on what I know of my homeland, do I know where to get them?
You came from the, market, pretty much. So you could probably talk to somebody from the Feywild and figure it out. Yeah, your family was part of the, trade business. It's probably a spot where you could buy some Fey steel.
Okay, next time I run into my people, I'm gonna ask about it.
All right. Well, if you bring me some Fey steel, I could probably repair such a blade for you.
Alright, I'm just gonna tuck it away for now.
That was probably quite a large blade, almost a greatsword, I would say.
You don't say.
Weird.
That's exciting.
Well, best of luck to you finding me some of that Fey steel.
He's saying it enough times that I feel like maybe someone has that. Am I just reading into the DM?
What do you mean?
Oh no, you're saying that. I don't. Does anyone have face steel that we just don't know about?
Not that I know of. Good luck.
Side quest accepted.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, if you want to repair Dawn, you've got to go get yourself some Fey steel. Alright, is there anything else I can do for the rest of you?
You don't do smaller sort of things, like tiny little small projects.
We do all kinds of stuff. What have you got for us?
It's kind of private. Can I talk to you over there and I'll point to the corner of the room where all my party's gone?
All right. The dwarf kind of, you see, hikes up his pants and kind of shuffles off into the corner. What can I get for you?
Okay, thanks, totally. Appreciate that. So this is basically a surprise.
All right.
My stuff died. So it's basically a surprise, and I would say, basically, I'm trying to make this jewelry thing. I want to take this, and I pull out the amethyst, and I want to break it into. How many of us are there? 6, 7? However many people equals this, because I'm still a little drunk. Plus 1. She's not here. Yeah, that's like 6 or 7. I don't know. Either way, I want to break it up into these pieces, and I want to turn it into jewelry, and it's gonna be basically like friendship necklaces.
All right. I could probably do that. Might cost you a little bit. Say 10 gold. I could make some necklaces out of it.
And you'll keep it a secret? They can't.
Sure.
They won't know about it?
Just come back tomorrow and have your necklaces ready.
So, one more request. You guys seem to like putting your flair on things. What I would like to do is if you could make each piece a little more unique, it's more customized or personalized to each person. Is that something you think you could do? I'll give you a little brief description on what they like.
Sure. If you give us a little description of each person, we can make it a little bit more precise.
Okay. So do you want me to give you a full description of them, or can I just be I give them a description of everyone?
I would say give me a description of what Dimitori would give of each character, and then we'll see what comes up.
Okay, so Azrael, she is all about kicking ass with the bad guys, right? So she's kind of a badass. She likes doing this key stuff, and she does this morning meditation shit ass. She's all about that calmness. Oh, also pretty sure she's this vampire thing. I've seen her suck life out of someone, but she's pretty cool. So yeah, if you could somehow make it more tapered to that. Oh, she also she just kind of sucks some life out, but in a good way.
You see the dwarf as he's writing this down. He's like,
Okay, all right. So Javid over there, he is stupid independent. Oh, by the way, Azrael's very stubborn, but he is very independent. He is super sneaky. He likes to be first, and he likes to protect. He's like the party. It seems like, and he likes to know every little thing before everyone else knows it. He seems like he's been through some stuff, but he doesn't really want to talk about it right now. We don't know each other that much, but I'm hoping these friendship necklaces will help. Anyway, so yeah, he's really good with the bow, really good with the bow. So maybe throwing a little bit of pizzazz there. Okay.
All right.
Oh, that Leonin, he does some lightning shit. He's weirdly, he does a lot of lightning stuff for someone who's kind of scared of thunderstorms. But it didn't come from me. So yeah, he's pretty cool cat. And I think lightning is his big thing. Oh, he also likes jumping from high places. And I think he just likes to prove to everyone else that he can land on all fours. That's my secret belief. But yeah, he's a big, tough, strong guy. Okay, and then Snow. He doesn't talk a whole lot, honestly. He likes to climb. He's a big climber. And I would say that Snow, yeah, he kind of likes to joke around, but I don't really know a lot. Well, Snow. And I'm like looking at Snow, being like, I mean, yeah, he's all about family though. He does seem to be liking family. Like, we had to like save these tabaxi people, and he was all about trying to do that. So he's very, very loyal to family. And then Briar, oh man. So Briar, where do I even start? She is like, she likes fun. Oh, she's a really good cook too. And let's see here. She buzzes like a helicopter when she flies, but it's rather impressive. She's kind of like a tomboy. Like, I'll secretly press a digitator, but past that, I don't really see her bathe much. But she's got beautiful wings when she's clean. And oh, she just got this dog. She really likes animals, although you don't want a giant hawk around her. And yeah, so that's the gang. Oh, and me, of course. I am a mortician, recently retired, and I'm fascinated with science, and I'm very interested in magic, obviously. And I like kind of flash in my little book, and I'm just, yeah. I guess I would. It's very interesting to see the after death portion of people. They don't talk as much. So yeah, I think that covers it. Any questions?
No, that'll be it for me, I suppose. And you see the dwarf is just like furiously writing all this down. I'll try to get you those 6 friendship necklaces, I suppose. Yep, tomorrow, I think.
Sweet. And how much was it again?
10 gold.
Okay. I'm gonna give him 11. And be like, listen, whatever it takes to make it to where they'll want to wear these things would be great.
All right.
I love that little note on the end.
All right.
Her laptop died, and so she had to commandeer mine for that rant.
Yep. The dwarf kind of wanders away. He's like thinking, tapping himself with his pen, and then he kind of writes something down. And he kind of looks at the gem you've given him and disappears into a back room. All right, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm just pulling up a chair now. They've got my dagger, and I'm not leaving.
Okay.
Are there any ale houses nearby?
If you go down 1 level, you can find Arkland's Ale House.
There you go.
Also, Azriel talked about wanting to go check out her apartment. So that's
She left.
real close to here.
You guys have not seen her for a while. After you guys left the Fortune Hunter's office, Azriel just kind of disappeared. She faded off into the crowd and went wherever she was going.
Hey, thanks, Javid. Do you want to go grab a drink and a kebab?
Yeah. Let's see if Azrael wants to join us, and we can stop by her place, see if she's around.
You know where it's at?
I don't think you guys. Yeah, I don't think you guys know where she.
I think Javid would know.
Would you?
Yeah, I kind of think so. I mean, we've worked together for like the last year.
Yeah, but Azriel's not the kind of person to tell people where she lives.
Ah, all right.
So maybe. Who knows? Probably not, though.
Yeah, I actually think I remember Crystal saying that you guys always met up at the guild hall, that she never really invited you back to her place. I could be mistaken though.
Well, let's go to Arkelin's then. We've still got a few more days left in the celebration of the Allfather.
All right.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. Um. So, Demetari, where are you going?
Well, I'm going with the rest of the party. And obviously when I come back, I'm playing it off like, yeah, I kind of just asked for directions, and you know, don't worry about it.
Okay. Onyx, you are staying behind to watch them begin crafting your dagger.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I do have an idea for what they would be able to craft with your dagger. I'll talk to you after this. For the rest of you who approach Arkelin's alehouse, you wind yourself down to the 6th level. It is a little bit dirtier, a little bit kind of grimier, darker for certain. There are a lot more people that you can see here. A lot of them are kind of passing from place to place. A lot of them look like refugees. There are fewer dwarves on this level. But following your instructions and probably a little bit of Onyx's directions, you're able to find yourself to Arkelin's alehouse. The entrance is massive. It takes up probably the northernmost portion of the city, and it gets wider as it gets deeper. So the lower levels are much larger than the top one. There's a small kind of ring running all the way around, so you can kind of pass around the entire circumference of this level. But overall, the alehouse is quite large. It is a number of steps kind of leading up, probably not quite so high, but it's just this long kind of ramp up towards the main door. But there is not a door. It is open. The sounds of merriment and kind of raucous excitement carry down the steps onto the street with which you find yourselves. A few people kind of stumble out into the afternoon and head off towards their home. There's refuse, spilled drinks. You can see signs of stained blood on the steps. This is a bit of a wild portion of the city. There are not very many guards this deep as well. It is less patrolled, for sure.
I'll say, keep your purses close. This is the rough part of town.
Oh yeah, that guy did warn us.
Good thing I don't have a whole lot in my purse.
Sharp eye for ruffians. We want to avoid a repeat of what we went through at Cunitor.
Alright, so you guys are going in?
I didn't come all this way for nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm probably gonna catch some dirty looks from the dwarves too, but while I'm like there waiting, I want to start putting the giant runes into the blade of the dwarvish longsword too.
Okay. They've sold you one of their longswords, and you're able to begin kind of carving your things into it. Can I get a dexterity check with your proficiency from the tool? You do a little better
That
this
plus
time.
3.
What?
So that plus 3, 9.
Okay. You do a little better this time. It's a little bit more precise, but it's still difficult to kind of carve it into the dwarven steel. The rest of you enter Arkelin's alehouse. There are no doors. It is just an open kind of archway into the establishment. As you enter, it's this like kind of like smell that overcomes you. It smells of piss and beer. The room itself is this massive kind of circular space pointing down towards a fight pit below your feet. It is this huge circular room filled with tables and seats. There's all kinds of people sitting here drinking. Off to one side, you can see kind of on the right, there's a large flat space with a group of performers playing music that's kind of echoing across the space. Above you, there's steps that lead up to catwalks along the ceiling, up to these huge kind of platforms above a central ring. There's a group of individuals kind of sitting there in their seats, drinking their ale, looking down at it. There's a shout, a great kind of clamoring as, in the center ring, this huge kind of half-ogre lifts up this little dwarf and just slams him into the sand. Everyone goes, "Yeah!" as he knocks him out. You can kind of hear the sound of coin exchange. It is a very raucous space. What are you guys looking for?
Beer. Ale.
Alright. Kind of passing through the space, there are these little dwarven kind of women who are carrying trays of ale, kind of serving them up to folk. They hand them a silver or gold, and they pass a tankard down to them.
I think we might want
How many people came? It was Javid, me, and it was just me and Javid.
Briar and Dimitar are along with us, right? I think it was just Onyx stayed behind and Azrael's off to
That's right. All right. 4 ales, please. I'm gonna pass.
All right, they hand you your ales off of one of their trays.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna pass them around.
And let's see if we can find a gaming table. I'm thinking that pass the time with a game of chance and skill would be fun.
Okay.
Last time I did that, did not come out on top very well. But I guess, maybe second time's a charm.
Well, then, the object isn't so much to win as it is to have a good time.
All right. You begin kind of walking around the room. As you do so, the half-ogre and the dwarf kind of leave their area. You can see them kind of step over the barricade of the pit and into the stands. A human and an earth genasi enter and begin dueling with one another. There's great shouts of excitement as they trade blows until one of them knocks the other unconscious. You guys find yourselves at a small little table. It's the way the tables are set up here is kind of fun. Where each level, it's just this huge open room, and there's really only like 3/4 of each table that you can sit at before it kind of drops down to another level below. But you're able to sit down at a table where they appear to be playing some kind of dice game of chance.
All right. So, guys, can we join? What's the game? What's the ante?
Make a persuasion check. Kind of look you over for a second, then. Buy-ins, 5 silver. What can we do for you, sir?
Well, a seat at your table and part of the game.
All right. Sounds reasonable to me. 5 silver. And he kind of gestures toward the center of the table. You can see there's a small pot they have going there. There's a few silver, a couple gold.
I'll put gold in and take my change.
All right. Briar, Dimitari, Snow, what are you guys doing?
Where am I at on my level of drunkenness?
You're probably mostly sober right now. It's been a few hours. You've been kind of walking around the city, getting sobered up.
I'm pretty tired. I think I'm just gonna have water and sit down, just hanging out.
Gonna be sipping my ale at Javid's shoulder, watching him play.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing with my puppy. Drinking my ale, offering a tiny bit to my puppy. Training him, teaching him his name and stuff.
Teaching the puppy that its name is Puppy?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna call him Puppy and Sylvan, but that doesn't exist, so it's just Elvish. So I gotta go figure out what that is. But
you can make up whatever you want.
Yeah. We're just hanging out.
Alright.
When are we going to sleep, though? I mean, not that I'm old and whatnot, but I mean, it is getting late, isn't it?
No.
But it's probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, mid-ish afternoon.
Oh, alright, never mind.
Fair warning, I do have to go feed my kids in a minute, though.
Alright. Javi? Are you trying to scam these guys, or are you just playing the game?
I just want to play the game, We're here to pass the time, enjoy gaming, and maybe little chat as we're sitting there, sort of find out, maybe catch up on the news of the city. What's the weather been like? Sorts of chat, except there's no weather down here, obviously.
Not really.
But yeah, maybe talk about the state of the war efforts, and see if I can impress them with our experience with on the front.
The weather is cool and subterranean.
Tomorrow, cool and subterranean.
Yep. So, can I get a D20 from you, Javi? Yeah. Alright. They're playing some kind of dice game. It is mostly unfamiliar to you. It appears to be some kind of dwarven game. You roll, and they declare, "Oh, you've lost the pot, my friend," and they kind of sweep some stuff towards the center. Roll again. Can I get another D20 from you? They roll some dice themselves. You roll some dice. And you're lucky that time. The pot didn't roll so well. And they kind of shuffle some stuff around for you. Can I get another roll? You've lost. Your buy-in's sold, and you see the dwarves kind of sweep your coin off towards one of the other guys at the table who's been rolling. The war, from what we hear down here, hasn't been going so well. Folk aren't used to fighting dragons and that sort of thing. But, you know, it's an underground city. No one can get in here. That's impossible, you know? The walls are feet thick, and the gate... I should say there are no walls. There's nowhere to get through. You could burrow through the ground, but we're the kings of burrowing. And the gate itself is so thick that not even dragon's fire could penetrate it.
Well, I certainly hope so. They are fond of the aerial attack, and I worry that if they get this far, if they get past the river and here to Torevir Deep, it will not go well for the upper levels.
Won't do them any good down here. The city's held for a millennia, so, you know, good luck to them.
Said these were dwarves playing, or?
Say again?
You said were they dwarves that he's playing with?
Yeah, it's mostly dwarves.
Alright. I'm gonna say in dwarvish, and be like, so what about a little closer to home? We hear rumors that refugees and people are disappearing. Have you guys heard anything about that?
I haven't heard anything about that myself. Might have heard whispers here or there, but, you know, not really concerning of us types. You know, we just go back to our homes, mind our own business, that sort of thing.
Or have you heard these whisperings?
Just around. You hear them at the table every once in a while. Rumors, that sort of thing. I did hear the city guard was supposed to be investigating them, so, you know, maybe they'll figure it out. I don't think it's one of us. I'm sure it's probably just folk that aren't used to the city getting lost, and then they call them, you know, kidnapped or whatever. You know, it's a big city. Lots of little hidey holes and places to get sucked up. That sort of thing if you're not used to it. Dwarven architecture can be confusing to surface dwellers.
Fair enough.
That it can. It's a large city, lots of twisty, turny passages, all alike. Yeah, you're right there, and right, the folks from the countryside will get lost just getting to the grocers. Never mind trying to find their way around down here. But you've not heard of anything increase in trouble in the city with the war going on. That there's not, you know, I don't know, prices going up or people getting accosted in the street or.
There are definitely prices going up. I've heard that. Been paying a little bit more for my daily groceries, but that's probably just because they're taken to closing the gates sometimes on account of, you know, the invaders getting pretty close to the city. But anything that's grown down here, the Farmers Guild's pretty active, so they do their heavy lifting, and the stuff that they produce stays pretty constant. Nobody can come down through the Underdark to our city, so we're pretty safe down. I would, you know, knock on wood or whatever, and he kind of taps his fist on the table. But I'd say we're untouchable down here. You know, good luck to them if they want to come through the underground.
What's a gallon of milk going for right now?
I don't know, probably a lot.
Yeah, or a gallon of gas.
I'm not sure I know what that is.
I'll lift a butt cheek, pass gas, and...
You're not welcome at our table anymore. Get out of here.
Oh, come on, friend. It's just a light-hearted ribbing.
Uh-huh.
I'll put in the ante again. Another round. the go round.
All right. Are you just doing regular rolls again, or are you trying to scam them?
Let's see. What have we got? Yeah, I might try giving myself a little advantage on the rolls.
All right. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check. All right. You kind of focus on making sure the dice land the right way up, and this time you do pretty well. You beat the dwarven rolls handily. Your luck's changed, mister. And the dwarf kind of gives you a squint. Go ahead and roll another sleight of hand check. The dwarves roll high, but you roll higher. It kind of gives you another squint. That's another good roll. Doing a lot better this time. I guess the beginner's unluck wore off for you. Go ahead and give me another sleight of hand check.
Getting the hang of this game, I think.
It's mostly luck, let's be honest. You easily beat the roll of the house, and you win yourself back 15 gold.
Well, the gods are indeed smiling on me. You want a chance to win your gold back, or have you had enough?
I think we've had enough, my friend. Good luck to you. You see the dwarfs kind of go back to their conversation. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? You or your friends?
Oh, no, we're just here from coming back to the city after traveling for a bit and wanting to enjoy the rest of the All Father's holiday and unwind after life on the road for a few weeks.
Understandable. Have a good time here in the establishment. And you guys kind of, as you're surveying the space, you watch as down by the fight pit, there's this Earth Genasi who kind of seems to be running the show. He's wearing this breastplate made of solid stone. Kind of pats a fellow on the back, shoves him into the pit, begins dueling with another fellow sent in from the other side.
Am I gonna be at the forge for a long time?
Probably, yeah. It's gonna take them. So let me see if I can find. If you would like to spend a day with them, they will be able to turn your dagger into a magical dagger of glass. It would be a +1 dagger that adds an extra 1d6 slashing damage, magical, on hit. However, if you crit with it breaks.
That sounds dope.
Alright. I should say, if you roll a nat 1, it breaks. If you crit with it, it still, doesn't add regular crit.
If crit fail, it shatters.
Yeah. I think that's pretty cool. It would be a dagger of glass.
Dope as shit.
All right. Who is it? The Arkelin?
I think we decided there were 4 of us.
We've got Briar, Dimitari, Javid, and Snow.
Right.
Yep.
Does Javid have the highest passive perception in there?
That's
That's
16.
16.
Who has 16?
Myself and Javid.
Okay. Alright. Snow. As you're kind of watching this establishment, there's fights going on, people engaged in revelry and other activities. You notice that in one of the skyboxes above the fight pit, and it's a group of dwarves kind of seated at the table. There appear to be, however, a group of humans who speak to them. The humans are wearing very nondescript cloaks, kind of covering their entire body, the clothes that they're wearing. They engage in kind of like a hushed conversation. The dwarves and humans almost leaned in at a whisper with each other. Most of the time you've spent here at Arkelin's, they've been talking to one another. And at which point the humans stand, give a very curt bow, and walk down the catwalks, down the steps, and out into the night.
Javid sees this as well.
I'll just say to you, Javid's busy with his whatnot.
His game.
Yes.
I'm socializing.
And that's pretty much it. They just talk and then they leave. I mean, do they look shady or was gold exchanged?
Make an insight check. It definitely looks like some kind of shady business transaction was conducted, for sure. But it's hard to get a good perspective of exactly what it was. You're not really sure who either party was, so it's kind of hard to say exactly what they were talking about.
I'm going to say to the dwarves at the table in Dwarvish of like, who are those guys up there? And I'm going to gesture like somewhat discreetly towards the dwarves up in the box.
That's the Miners Guild. Their lead guilders would be taking care of things up there. Why do you ask?
Oh, nothing. Just saw some shady guys talking to him.
Well, doesn't really surprise me at all. They were the ones that got in trouble a while ago for shady business dealings or whatever. Got kicked out of the 7.
What are they doing? Must have been really egregious.
No idea. I heard they didn't pay their taxes. It's kind of a big deal down here.
That in Fort Collins.
Yep.
Gotcha.
You got replaced by the Lamplighters, and from what I hear, they're a bit upset about it, but, what are you going to do? They did some wrong, and they're going to pay for it.
You think they would do anything to get back at them?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yes, how badly are feelings hurt? Just like cost of doing business, or? And,
I heard they were pretty upset, but, I've never heard of anything like this before, so it's really hard to say what they're going to do about it. It's pretty unusual for the miners to get kicked out of the clan guild. It's kind of a big deal, The clan guilds have all the say with it, pretty much everything, and for the miners to get tossed out, it's a lot of prestige that they've lost.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna really do anything about it.
Okay.
It's not like
Yeah, trying to think of
don't really have a necessarily have a reason to go after him.
And without a commission or a contract, and that's just having come off something and relaxing.
Sounds like a whole lot of not our problem.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Anyway. So what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm actually gonna go peace and feed my kids. Sorry, guys.
All right. I will say we've been playing a little over 3 hours. I think this would be a good opportunity for you guys to think about what you would like to do before next session, and we will go ahead and stop here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what exactly happened last session? I wasn't really here for it, and I also missed the recap. Oops.
Last session, you guys fled back to Canitor. You battled some Wyvern Knights. Escaped across the bridge, watched the battle just north of town. There's a great dragon kind of like spreading his noxious poison breath across the battlefield. You helped people cross, watched as the massive drawbridge was drawn open, preventing passage. Protos remained on the northern side, stating that he must look for his friend and help others get to safety. You watched the remaining soldiers, wounded and able alike, set up their defense on the southern side of the river and fled south to Torevir Deep. You arrived at the city the next morning and found yourselves easily getting inside with the throng of refugees. You went to the fortune hunter's office. Javid was offered, or was paid. Actually, you guys got paid previously. Javid was offered another contract. It was a simple one. It's 1,000 gold plus a little bit more in exchange for determining what was happening to a number of refugees. There have been a few disappearances. And, one of the city guard by the name, I think, of Captain Smugboot was in charge of tracking that down. So Brahmas Stormforge, the head of the Torevir Deep Fortune Hunters Hall, had told you where to go for that. So that was last session.
Okay. And we're just kind of chilling between missions.
You guys are really doing whatever you want to do, you know? It's up to you guys. If you guys want to pick a story to follow, that is on you.
What y'all want to do?
So I think a few days of downtime is going to be super useful because it allows me to brew potions and stuff like that for moving forward.
And I'd like to talk with people in the tavern for those few days. I'm definitely interested in this war, but I don't know how much our efforts are going to be able to help. But I'm under the impression that me and Briar totally killed a giant robot. So, like, what's a war?
We did do that, I forgot. Hell yeah.
We just show the bad guys our letter of recommendation, and then they'll just fall. First, they'll surrender right away.
Definitely. Plus, you like fucking mincemeat bodies these days.
But yeah, I say while everybody investigates for the next couple of days because I am pretty trash at any of that. I can brew potions for the next couple of days while everybody starts poking around for this refugee nonsense.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
sounds
pretty
like a
invested in
plan.
the refugee nonsense personally.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So you guys are going to look into the disappearing refugees next time.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. I'll see you guys next Sunday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Ah.
Bye.